Hello, my dear students. Good morning. Today I am going to start a new chapter called Environmental Issue. As we know, two chapters we had completed. That is reproduction in organisms and sexual reproduction in flowering plant. These two chapters has been completed. Almost these two chapters has completed. Now today we are going to start a new chapter called Environmental Issue. So here environmental issue. So, before starting the segments of the environmental issue, first we have to know about the definitions of pollution. What is called pollution? What is called pollution? Pollution, according to Odum, pollution is an undesirable changes in physical, chemical, biological aspects of environment which harms the living organisms, and cultural assets. Now, two types of pollutions are there. One is what? No, anthropogenic pollutions, and another is what? No, natural phenomena. Causes of air pollution. The causes of pollution. One is what? Anthropogenic pollution. Number two, natural phenomena. Number two is what? No, natural phenomena. So, causes of pollution. Anthropogenic pollution and natural phenomena means what? So, anthropogenic pollution, it is a type of pollutions which it is created by humans. These are man-made pollutions. Man-made pollutions like, that means the pollution which it is created from industries, vehicular activities and agricultural practices or agricultural activities. So these are the activities which are included under what? Anthropogenic pollutions. Anthropogenic pollution is what? Man-made pollution. Man-made pollutions like industrializations, vehicular activities. Okay, so these are included under anthropogenic pollution. Whereas in case of natural phenomena, it is the pollution which it is created from naturally, which it is created by nature. So natural phenomena is what? That is the kind of pollution which is created by nature. Like what? Like ultraviolet radiations. Second is dust storms. Third is volcanic eruptions. So these are the pollutions which are included under natural phenomena. So anthropogenic, man-made pollution. Man-made pollution, including agricultural pollutions, vehicular activities, and deforestation, natural phenomena. These are the pollutions. These are the pollution. These are the pollution created by created by nature itself. Created by nature itself. Like volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruptions, ultraviolet radiations, volcanic eruption, ultraviolet radiations, dust storms, pollen rains, so these are causes of pollution. One is what anthropogenic and another one is natural phenomena. Natural, so anthropogenic pollution, that is what no, it is a man-made pollution, that is what no, it falls, that means man-made pollution, that means agricultural pollutions, vehicular activities and deforestation. And natural phenomena, these are the pollutions created by nature itself, that is volcanic eruption, ultraviolet radiation, dust storms and pollen rains. Now, next. Pollutants. What is called pollutants? The energies or substances the materials or energies which makes the environment foul, which makes the environment foul. Environment foul. The materials or energies which makes the environment foul is called pollutants. Is called pollutants. Pollutants. Now sources of pollutants. What are the sources of pollutants? Now you might be asking about the question, what are the pollutants? So what is called pollutant? Pollutant means what? The materials or energies which makes the environment foul is called what? The pollutants. Now the components or sources of pollutants. Sources of pollutants. Sources of pollutants. First is what? Garbage. As we know, garbage. These are the substances which are discharged from house or as well as from the municipalities or from the municipalities. So these are the garbage, that is what no? Garbage, household garbage, municipal garbage, household garbage like what? Vegetable peels, medicine strips, disposal medicine strips, vegetable peels. So these are all included under what? Household garbage. And municipal garbage like the disposals, waters or the disposable substances from hospitals and disposable substances from the industries. So these are all included under what? Municipal garbage like excreta, human excreta like dungs, like plastics, polythene. So these are all included under what? Municipal garbage. Now number 2, gases. Gases. The harmful gases like MIC like methyl isocyanate. As we know, these are very highly poisonous gases. Methyl isocyanate, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. Okay, next. These are the components. Next, number 3, metals. There are few metals which are also act as pollutants like iron, zinc, lead, mercury. Okay, these are metals. So these are the metals like that is iron, zinc, lead and mercury, which are also acts like what? No, pollutants. Next, number 4, biocides. Biocides, what is called biocide? Biocide means it is a chemical substance which it helps to kill the germs or insects, okay, which are very grateful to us. So these are called the biocides, and biocides are mostly applicable in which field? It is applicable in agricultural practices, in agricultural practices like fungicide, herbicides, nematicides, okay, fungicides, herbicides, nematicides. Next, number 5. Number 5 is radioactive material. So radioactive pollutants, radioactive pollutants. Radioactive pollutants like uranium, thorium. These are the heavy metals which are disposable from the nuclear reactors, from the nuclear site, like uranium and thorium. So these are what the radioactive pollutants. Next, number 6, suspended impurities. Suspended particulate. Now, suspended particulate, not impurities, suspended particulate like dust, storms. Okay? Over. Thus, these are the sources of pollutants. Now, ecologically, pollutants are of two types. Small a, that is one, no, biodegradable pollutants. Number B, non-biodegradable pollutants. Non-biodegradable pollutants. So biodegradable pollutants and non-biodegradable pollutants. So biodegradable pollutants, what is the difference between biodegradable pollutants and non-biodegradable pollutants? Biodegradable pollutants, so these are the pollutants which can be decomposed by certain bacteria or fungi into some inorganic substances. So that kind of pollutants are called what? No, biodegradable pollutant. As we know, bio means what? No, living organisms. So the pollutants which can be destroyed or which can be interact by the living organisms like bacteria or fungi, which the pollutants get converted into the what? Inorganic substances. So that is called what? Biodegradable pollutants. Now, non-biodegradable pollutants. Now, biodegradable pollutants, example, excreta, vegetable peels. These are what? No? Biodegradable pollutants. And dead decaying matter. And non-biodegradable pollutants. So these are the pollutants. Which are not degraded by any kind of microorganisms. So these are the pollutants which are not degraded by so these are the pollutants which are not get degraded by the action of any microorganisms. Okay, example, DDT, plastics, polythenes. Okay, so these are the substances which are not get degraded by the action of any microorganisms like what? Bacteria and fungi. Okay, so these are the difference between, suppose if a question would arise in an exam, what is the difference between biodegradable pollutants and non-biodegradable pollutants? So you have to answer in this way. Biodegradable pollutants, the substances which can be destroyed or get decomposed by any living organisms like bacteria or fungi, and that substances is referred to as what? Biodegradable pollutants. Example: excreta, vegetable peels, dead decaying matter, all included under biodegradable pollutants. And non-biodegradable pollutants, these are the pollutants which are not get degraded by the action of any microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. Example: DDT, plastics, polythene. As we know, DDT. What is the full form of DDT? The full form of DDT is diphenyl trichloroethane. Okay. Now, types of pollution. Type of pollution. First, air pollution. What is called atmospheric pollution also. Atmospheric pollution. Number 2, water pollution. Number 3, noise, sound pollution. Number 4, soil pollution. Or land pollution. Next, number 5, radioactive pollution. Number 6, thermal pollution. Now, so air pollution and water pollutions are the important parts of the pollution which are included in your syllabus. Now, air pollution. First, we have to learn about what air pollutions. What is called air pollution? It is also what? It is a type of a pollution. It is a pollution, air pollution. It is defined as any undesirable changes in the physical, chemical and biological aspects of environment which harms living organisms. Is called what? No, air pollution. Okay? Air pollution, it is a type of, it is a pollutions which there is an undesirable change in physical, chemical, biological aspects of environment concerned to air and its assets of cultural. Is called what? No, air pollutions. Now, air pollutions. Types of pollution. First, air pollution. That is atmospheric pollution. Water pollution. Number 3, noise. Let's see if we call the question noise, sound pollution. Number 4, radioactive pollution. Number 5, thermal pollution. Number 6, land pollution. Or soil pollution. Now, air pollutions. What is called air pollution? It is an undesirable change in physical, chemical or biological aspects of environment which kills or which harms living organisms and cultural aspects concerned to air is called what? No? Air pollution. Now we are going to start air pollution. Air pollution. It is an undesirable changes in air of physical, chemical, biological assets of aspects of biological aspects of environment which harms the living organisms and cultural assets Now, components of air pollution. Components or sources of air pollution. Components or sources of air pollution. Components, sources of air pollution and its effect. Now, what are the components? First is what? Gaseous. Number 2, suspended particulate. Number 3, radioactive substances. The components, sources of air pollution and its effects. Now, gaseous, suspended particulate and radioactive substances. Now, gaseous substances. Under gaseous substances like sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, so these are all included under what? No, gaseous substances. Now first we are going to start what? No, oxides of carbon. So under oxides of carbon, including what? Including carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Under the oxides of carbon, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide are included. Now, what is the difference between carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide? And carbon monoxide, when any substances burns, when any substances incomplete combustion takes place, then carbon monoxide formation takes place. But in case of carbon dioxide, when any substances burn completely or combust completely, then a new substance which is formed is called what? No, carbon dioxide. Now, carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide it is colorless, odorless with irritating characters. It is colorless, odorless with irritating in nature. Which one? Carbon monoxide. Now, carbon monoxide. So, what is the harmful effects of carbon monoxide and the sources of carbon monoxide? The sources of carbon monoxide are from where? From industries. Are from industries and the emissions from the vehicles. The emissions or the particulates or the smokes which it is comes from the vehicles, is what? Carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide, the main sources of carbon monoxide are from industries and from the vehicular activities. Now, when carbon monoxide is inhaled, then it reacts with blood. Then it reacts with oxyhemoglobin blood to convert it into what? To carboxyhemoglobin. As we know that is carbon monoxide, when we inhale, it readily reacts with the oxyhemoglobin of the blood and form what? Carboxyhemoglobin. As a result of that, the red color of the blood will get slightly converted into brownish form, and the blood will show some sorts of coagulation in nature. So, carbon monoxide, when we inhale, it gets converted into what? Carboxyhemoglobin from oxyhemoglobin, and subsequently it will goes to the any respiratory tract or to the heart, where there will be any and there will be showing some hazardous disorder in our cells like giddiness, headache, heart choke. So these are the effects which are seen by consuming carbon monoxide gas. Okay. Now carbon dioxide. This is carbon monoxide. Next is carbon dioxide. Sorry, carbon monoxide. I am writing some. Now, it is a colorless, odorless, with irritating in nature. Now, when carbon monoxide gas is inhaled, the oxyhemoglobin of blood when carbon monoxide gas is inhaled, the oxyhemoglobin of blood get changed into carboxyhemoglobin, resulting the change of red color of blood to slightly brown in color, which it decreases the efficiency, which it decreases the efficiency of circulation, resulting to the formation of which it decreases the efficiency of circulation. Causing the respiratory disorder, causing the respiratory disorder like emphysema, giddiness, nausea, and even death. So, carbon monoxide, it is colorless, odorless with irritating in nature. Now first, when carbon monoxide gas is inhaled, the oxyhemoglobin of blood get changed into carboxyhemoglobin, resulting the change of red color of blood to slightly brown in color, which it decreases the efficiency of circulation, causing the respiratory disorder like what? Emphysema, giddiness, nausea, and even death. Okay, these are the harmful effects of what? No, carbon monoxide. Next is carbon dioxide. Next, carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide. It is also an oxide of carbon, but it is not so harmful as carbon monoxide. As carbon dioxide, as we know, carbon dioxide is essential for what? No, plants. Okay, carbon dioxide is essential for plant, but it is not so harmful as carbon monoxide. However, if it is consumed or if it is intake, whenever we intake, then there will be some sort of respiratory disorder in case of inhaling of carbon dioxide. Okay, the carbon dioxide, it is also an oxide of carbon. It is also an oxide of carbon, but not so harmful as carbon monoxide, but not so harmful as carbon monoxide. If it is inhaled excessively, then some sorts of respiratory problem may arise. Then some sort of respiratory disorder may arise. Now, it is also an oxide of carbon, but not so harmful as carbon monoxide. If it is inhaled excessively, then some sort of respiratory disorder may arise, like nausea, giddiness. Okay. Yes. So, gaseous substances. So we have completed oxides of carbon. That is what? No, oxides of carbon, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide. Next segment is what? No, oxides of nitrogen. Next is oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen. Now, oxides of nitrogen. So, two oxides of nitrogen, that is what? NO, nitrogen monoxide, NO2, nitrogen dioxide, okay, the nitrogen monoxide. So, nitrogen monoxide is also acts like carbon monoxide. Nitrogen monoxide is also acting. So nitrogen monoxide is also acts like carbon monoxide. Okay. Now, when nitrogen, so process of formation of nitrogen monoxide and nitrogen dioxide. Now, look at here. Nitrogen. I am showing you the sketch. The nitrogen. So nitrogen from the atmosphere. Next, combustion process. After combustion, it forms what? No, NO. Then after that oxidation, it is producing NO2. Okay, nitrogen. So atmosphere and nitrogen, as we know, nitrogen is abundant in atmosphere. When there will be a combustion with nitrogen, then it produces what? Nitrogen monoxide. Then after the oxidation of nitrogen monoxide, then it produces what? Nitrogen dioxide. Now nitrogen dioxide from the environment, nitrogen dioxide also being contributed by some dead decaying matter. What? Decaying matter. Decaying matter. As we know, dead decaying matter, what is called dead decaying matter? Dead decaying matter means when any living substances like plants, animals, so whatever it may be, when it get died, then there will be a decomposition process will take place. After decomposition, that living substances will decay to form what? Nitrogen dioxide. Again, nitrogen dioxide, as we know, nitrogen dioxide is abundant in now atmosphere. When nitrogen dioxide interacts with water vapor, then it produces what? Water vapor, nitrogen dioxide, water vapor, it produces nitric acid. And this nitric acid falls as a rain. And this nitric acid falls as a rain. And the nitric acid, when it gets to the soil, then it forms what? Nitrate salts. It produces what? Nitrate salts. Then it produces nitrate salts. And nitrogen dioxide is also contributed by the lightning process. Nitrogen dioxide is also get contributed to the atmosphere by lightning process. And this is what the natural phenomenon? Lightning process. Lightning, nitrogen dioxide. When it reacts with, again, nitrogen dioxide, as we know, it is abundant in atmosphere. When it reacts with ultraviolet, then it produces what? Photochemical smog. What it produces? Photochemical smog. Photochemical smog. Photochemical smog. Okay? As we know, again I am explaining you how the nitrogen oxide and how the nitrogen monoxide and nitrogen dioxide are forming in the atmosphere. As we know, nitrogen gases is abundant in atmosphere. While there will be any combustions taking place, then it produces what? Oxidation. What it produces? Oxidation. So what is produces? What? Nitrogen monoxide. Nitrogen monoxide. Nitrogen monoxide. Okay? Nitrogen, when it undergoes combustion, it produces what? Nitrogen monoxide. Again, when it undergoes oxidation, it produces what? Nitrogen dioxide. And as we know, nitrogen dioxide also being contributed in the atmosphere by the dead decaying matter. Again, nitrogen dioxide is also being contributed by the process of natural phenomena, that is called what? Lightning. From lightning is also contributing to produce nitrogen dioxide. And dead decaying matter is also producing nitrogen dioxide. Okay? While nitrogen dioxide reacts with water vapor, and as we know, water vapor is present in the atmosphere. Nitrogen dioxide interacts with water vapor producing nitric acid, and this nitric acid is called what? Acid rain. And this nitric acid is called what? Acid rain. Acid rain, which it forms as a rain, so which it falls onto the surface of earth. While it is falling onto the surface of the earth, the acid rain will just get percolate into the soil to produce what? Nitrate salts, and produce what? Nitrate salts. As we know, nitrate salts are very essential for the soil, and nitrate salt is very essential for the soil, as soil permits the plants for distributing nitrogen, okay, which it is essential for the growth and development of the plants. First, again I am going to start. So again I am starting again showing you nitrogen. So nitrogen, when it gets combustions, it produces what? Nitrogen monoxide. Now nitrogen monoxide, when it undergoes oxidation, produces nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide is also being contributed in the atmosphere by dead decaying matter, and lightning is also helping to produce what? Nitrogen dioxide. Again, nitrogen dioxide reacts with water vapor, which it is present in the atmosphere, to produce what? Acid. So nitric acid, to produce what? Nitric acid. And this nitric acid will fall as an acid rain, and it will just percolate into the soil where it get accumulated to produce what? No, nitrate salts. Clear? Next, nitrogen dioxide reacting with ultraviolet radiations to produce what? No, photochemical smog. So this is the stage of what? No, nitrogen to produce what? To acid rain, then after acid rain to nitrate salts. Okay? Now, gaseous substances is over. Now, gaseous substances again, one point is there, that is called what? No, oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur. See, we have completed oxides of carbon. Number 2, oxides of nitrogen. Next, number C is what? And number C is oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur. Now, oxides of sulfur, the two components of the oxides of sulfur are sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Okay? Now, hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide comes from the dead decaying matter. Dead decaying matter industries. Okay? When it undergoes oxidation, it produces what? Sulfur dioxide. It produces sulfur dioxide. Now, hydrogen sulfide to sulfur dioxide, the formation of hydrogen sulfide, the formation of sulfur dioxide from hydrogen sulfide is being contributed by oxidation. So, by percentage of 80. Okay? 80% of oxidation takes place with hydrogen sulfide to produce what? Sulfur dioxide. Again, 16%. 16% sulfur dioxide comes from burning of fossil fuels. Burning of what? Fossil fuels. Burning of fossil fuels like coal, petroleum. Okay. Burning of fossil fuels, coal, petroleum. So, burning of fossil fuels contributing 16% to produce what? Sulfur dioxide. Now, hydrogen sulfide, when it undergoes oxidation, it produces sulfur dioxide. Again, 4% of sulfur dioxide contributing from smelting process. From what process? Smelting of non-ferrous metal. Okay? So 80% come. So sulfur dioxide, 80% of sulfur dioxide comes from hydrogen sulfide. 16% of sulfur dioxide comes from burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum, and 4% from the smelting process of non-ferrous metals. When it goes oxidation, it produces sulfur trioxide. What it produces? It produces sulfur trioxide. Again, when sulfur dioxides interact with water vapor, it produces sulfuric acid. It produces what? Sulfuric acid as aerosol. Sulfuric acid. Okay? So water and sulfur trioxide. When it reacts, it produces what? No, sulfuric acid, and this sulfuric acid falls on the surface of earth as a acid rain. It also producing what? No, acid rain. Okay? Sulfur trioxide reacting with water, producing sulfuric acid. Now, sulfur trioxide. Again with ultraviolet radiations. It producing what? No, photochemical smog. What it produces? Photochemical smog. Now, this sulfuric acid will goes to the soil. What? To produce one is sulfate aerosol. What it forms? Sulfate aerosols. Producing ammonium sulfate. Producing what? Ammonium sulfate. Again, starting from hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide helps to produce sulfur dioxide by the process of oxidation. By what percent of oxidation takes place to produce sulfur dioxide from hydrogen sulfide? That is 80%. Now, burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum contributing 16% to produce sulfur dioxide. The smelting of non-ferrous metals, like zinc. Okay, non-ferrous metal. The ferrous stands for what? No, iron. The zinc, nickel. Okay, these are all the metals which are gets purified from the smelting process. Now, from smelting process, 4% goes to sulfur dioxide. Now, sulfur dioxide, when it further oxidation, it producing what? The sulfur trioxide. Again, sulfur trioxide interacting with water vapor, which is present in the atmosphere, then it produces what? No, sulfuric acid. What it produce? Sulfuric acid. What it produce? Sulfuric acid. And this sulfuric acid falls onto the surface of the earth as an acid rain. When it is going to the soil, then the acid getting converted to what? Sulfate aerosols. Sulfate aerosols like ammonium sulfate. Now, sulfur trioxide reacting with ultraviolet radiations, which it is emitting from the sunlight, producing what? Photochemical smog. Clear? So, gaseous pollutants. So, under the gaseous pollutants, 3 main oxides so far we have completed. First one is what? Oxides of carbon. Second is oxides of nitrogen, and third one is what? Oxides of sulfur. Okay? Now finish. Thank you.